Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are enjoying this lovely Monday. Hopefully you guys have great weather wherever you are, wherever you're joining. I'm in Wildwood, New Jersey, and it's been absolutely amazing. The sun has come out. It's like 70 degrees. My house is finally warm because my husband tries to freeze me out. He doesn't put the heat on, and the house is always like 62 degrees. So I'm in heaven right now. I'm enjoying this. I have my Star Wars sports bra on today. May the 4th be with you. I am a big dork. And I'm excited about my guest today because she's absolutely phenomenal. And I did want to take this moment. It is Teacher Appreciation Week, and so I want to honor a teacher, one every single day, or two if I can. And my first is definitely going to be my husband, Kenny Loomis. He is a history teacher at Wildwood High School, as well as the head football coach. It was really difficult for him because he loved being in the classroom. He loves what he does. He's been teaching for 9 years. And once the COVID-19 came, he had to switch everything online. And he's done a great job with it. He's really getting into iMovies and editing and trying to make sure that the kids are engaged with the Zoom classroom and the Google classrooms that they have now. So I really want to thank all the teachers out there doing a great job. And today I really want to thank my husband, Ken Loomis, for all that he's done and being such a great, phenomenal history teacher, and honestly loving the I can't even think of the word that I'm trying to say. Teaching the lessons that he's teaching, and I appreciate his hard work and dedication, and for just loving what he does. So we'll get to. There he is. You're my dedication today.
Oh, well, thank you, baby.
Of course. So that's his dedication. He's done. And so today's guest is Rhandi, and I'm very, very, very excited to get to speak with her because I met her on the set of a TV show. And we met it out in LA, and we weren't allowed to say anything at the time. We couldn't post about it, and it was called $1 Million Mile. And it was awesome because I didn't know much about like the people that were on the show, and once we got to talking and we spent hours in that freaking room, we just caught up and got to like talk to each other. So I can't wait to talk to Rhandi. She's a badass athlete and she does so much, and so I really just couldn't wait to talk to her. So we're gonna add her now. Hey,
How's it going?
The quad for you, boo.
Sorry, I'm adjusting this little tripod. This
Oh
is
no, it's
fancy
okay.
for me.
Everyone tries to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm like, we're good. Hubby's helping me. I'm like, I was just gonna hold it, and he's like, "Do you want to hold it the whole time?"
I
I'm
don't
like,
think.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, people try to, and then they realize they're just like, "Oh my god, forget it."
Yeah.
Like, I can't do this. I thought it would be simple, and I was like, "Yeah, you try holding it for 20 minutes. Let's see how well you do."
Yes, the husband was right per the usual. So,
how are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is like a unique time.
Yes.
To be alive. But it's really fun to see your face in real life.
I know, seriously. I couldn't even believe that. Like when we were at the show and we were doing all these things, that we would still be connected. And so like to follow your journey and to see you is so incredible and so inspiring because and again, the show brought people from so many places around the world, so many different backgrounds. And to know you and to know your story is just so inspiring. And you've helped me. I will say you've helped me because I don't want children. But you've helped me realize, okay, it's possible. Like I can juggle this and not be a lunatic and out of my mind. So I
hide it well. There is some lunacy there, but
just a little bit.
Just a little.
Where are you right now?
I am let's see, how do I answer this? I'm in my son's nursery because it's quiet because I've got 5 kids in my house. So I am in a little town called Kaysville. It's outside of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
So up by the Wasatch Mountains. We just moved here a couple months ago from San Diego. So that's why it might be confusing.
It's a very, very big change for you.
Yes. Yeah. A big change. It was for my husband's job, but we knew it was kind of always a possibility. And we're both such mountainaholics and outdoor lovers, and we have family in the area. And so when the opportunity came up, we were like, let's do it. So
yeah. And this all happened. You were pregnant when you moved then.
Yes.
You were very
like a matter of a couple weeks, I found out I was expecting, and we found out about the move and a couple other big things. It was like, this was a few months after $1 Million Mile aired.
Okay.
And yeah, so this was like maybe May, June of last year. So almost coming up on a year. And it just all happened very fast.
Yeah, I can imagine. But when I see your posts, it's always like, of course, you always want to put like it. Like, I know that Instagram is very like, yay, everything looks so put together. But honestly, you look like it's very real. Like, you're like, I just had a baby, and I'm dealing with this, but this is what I'm doing, and this is how you're going to take it, and this is it. So I love the genuine factor of your Instagram.
Thank you. I really honestly appreciate that you say that, and it's good to get feedback because I know it's like corny and an overly used word, but I want to be authentic, but genuinely, because my life is good, and I've always been a little bit of like a cheesy look at the glass half full type of gal, but at the same time I want to be real and say that I have crappy days and crappy weeks and hard days, and that it's not just this beautiful picture of me looking fit running in the mountains. That's not my everyday life. Yes, I run and I love it and I'm fit, but there's a lot of ups and downs and everything in between in the process. And what's interesting is having an Instagram account that focuses on my running and training and coaching. Really, that's just such a sliver of my life. And I don't want because how many hours a day can I run, right? Like, so really, if you think about it, it's my training and it's so important to me. But I hope that by being real, I show that it's not just all about, my life isn't just all about awesome runs, right?
Yeah.
Or good workouts.
Absolutely.
So,
No, you know what? I think that's really interesting because for me, from somebody looking in, it's somebody who loves to run, but it's crazy that you'll run pregnant. And that's something you couldn't pay me to do, boo-boo. Let me tell you something. If my doctor, you're cleared to run, I'm going to be like, good job. Am I clear for them cookies over there? Because there ain't nothing happening over here. So I love it because even my husband was like, oh, yeah, you're interviewing the lady that runs while she's pregnant. And I'm like, yeah, because he knows that ain't happening with me. But even just that, like the one photos of you running while you're pregnant, it just shows so much of who you are. It's like your resilience and you're strong and you're keeping that structure and you're keeping that passion of that thing that you love. But there must be for me, it can't be easy to run pregnant. That's just one. It cannot be easy.
It's not.
To get up, and I don't know what it's like to be pregnant, but to be pregnant, waking up and be like, I got to get my run. You know how much dedication that takes and like effort and the love that you have to have for that sport. Second, I truly believe that I see obviously just the running photos and like the people that, it's okay, sweetie. I know you're busy.
Okay. It's just my 10-year-old, 11-year-old coming in.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It happens. I'm one of 3 people in my house on a freaking Zoom meeting right now. Because I've got my 3rd grader. Yeah. Gotcha. Luckily, my husband's home, so he's got the reins today. But it's kind of funny. Like, I mean, I'm not Zooming, but I'm live here chatting, and then I've got 2 kids on a Zoom meeting and another. Yeah. So somebody needed their iPad charger.
And mom duty never ends. It's never.
He's like tiptoeing in, giving me a thumbs up.
Oh, that's so cute. But again, I mean, these are the real things. So a little bit, I mean, of course, you're just like, that's like a little piece of me. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, what else could this woman possibly be doing? I went on a run the other day and I was like, I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning. Leave me alone. I have no kids. I have a husband. That's about it. Totally. So for me, I did want to ask you, what is your day-to-day like? Because in my eyes, you are a professional runner. So you also are a full-time mother. So what is your day-to-day look like now?
Yes. And it's interesting because right now, because I had a baby 3 months ago, it's a little bit different than it has been per se for the past 5 years because my youngest is almost 7, right? And so right now there's definitely, it's different. But I am still, like you said, going back to trying to keep the routine and trying to keep the normalcy and trying to make sure that even though I have to be adjustable and moldable right now, I still am making those things a priority in my life. So yeah, definitely right now, the day is, I definitely take that chunk to run, but I'm very flexible. Whereas normally I might be extremely structured and say, okay, the kids are at school. I train from 9 to 11 and then I weight train from 1 to 2. And then, you know, so right now it's much different than that because I've got 5 kids at home, a husband working from home, and then also being 3 months postpartum, I'm not able to do the volume that I would normally do. Okay. And for me, as a mother, it is so important that we acknowledge the fact that like I just birthed a human and that I'm not going to be as fast or as strong or be able to spend as long without maybe injuring myself physically as well as mentally. You know, it's not just the physicality that has to come back. It's also like the emotional stability and all of those things, which I've been really fortunate to not have really any postpartum depression or anything. That's whole side note, but still at the same time recognizing that I am going to be more fragile because I have a lot on my plate right now.
Yes, I can imagine.
And so a typical day, I definitely get in a run at some point, and it's never, normally I do these crazy early mornings, you know, I'll get up at 4 or 5 so that my workout, at least a few days of the week, my training is done before my kids get up. Right now, a few things, I'm usually nursing at that time because I'm breastfeeding. And so that makes things a lot more challenging. And then because I have my husband and kids home all day, even though it makes it more chaotic, I also have way more flexibility. Okay. So usually right now I get up, I get my kids going with school, take care of the baby, and then they get done around noon or 1, and then I go train. Okay. So then I have my mama training time. My husband takes over, and I'll go on a run, either a trail run or a road run. I'm alternating between the two right now, carefully, again, being careful. My background is being a personal trainer for 20 years. I'm very careful with how I rebuild. It's the same thing for any athlete. It's very similar to like an injury recovery or taking a long break, right? Like, and even though at the beginning we feel strong and we want to like just go out guns blazing, usually we'll regret that and we'll take 1 step forward and then you take 3 steps back. So right now I'm working really hard to not have to take any steps backwards. So if that means that I can't be competitive running races for a few extra months, or that means I'm not as fast as I want to be for a season, that's okay, because long term I'm building like a foundation for success, and it transfers over into life, and it's like such a hard lesson, but it's so worth it. And so that's where I am now. So I do that training in the middle of the day, and my mileage is still low. So the last month I've been running about 35 miles a week only. This week I'll be up into the 40s, which I'm excited about.
That's amazing.
And so right now it looks like, it's about I'll be at 45 miles this week, and then a couple of strength and mobility sessions to keep myself healthy and rebuild my core and all of those things that need to be strengthened. And then, so I do a little bit of that in the afternoon, and then in the evening it's cooking and family games. We've been trying to go on family walks and family hikes right now, just having to be indoors so much because my kids, soccer, I have 2 kids who play club soccer. Soccer's canceled. I have a daughter who dances. Dance is canceled. My oldest is very academic and all of his clubs are canceled. And so everybody's just at home all the time, which, is new, right? We're doing absolutely. It, but
are you guys adjusting well to that?
Yeah, you know, I think that there's in some ways we've adjusted really well and easily. Some things take a little bit longer. And what's really interesting is to hear everybody's challenges, whether you're a parent, whether you're single, married. Everybody's like, certain things seem to be easy for one person and hard for another. And like my kids have been getting along, and some parents are like, I'm yanking my hair out, so that's been nice. My mantra has been, because everybody's home all day, they just leave stuff all over the house. So I follow them around and I'm like, I'm your maid. I'm not your maid. I'm your mom. I'm not your maid. I'm your mom.
Oh, wow.
I'm nobody's maid. Pick up your bowl. But overall, they've done really well. There's been tears here and there. And
of course,
I think at the beginning it was hard. Like, Mom, is this the end of the world? you know, like genuinely asking me a question at bedtime, like, is this the beginning of the end? And some like really heavy questions from their little minds, which was shocking.
Of course.
And it brings up like you can have a good, mature conversation with your child about where we are. And yes, we're all going to make sacrifices, but eventually, like, I don't think this is the end.
No.
It's a bump in the road.
Wow. So it's interesting because I'm like writing down different things as you talk. So I'm just like, wow, like there's just so much that, again, my household is so different than your household because there's just so much different like questions being brought up. And I've said this before, is that when people see me, they're just like, you don't seem like you're having any issues at all. And I'm like, to be honest, I'm not, because I'm the same way as you. I try to look at the glass half full more than like what's going to happen. So I've been keeping my, like, I don't mind sitting on like, if I don't feel like doing anything, I'm going to sit on my couch and watch Netflix. And that's what I'm doing, right? Like, I love it because it's just great. And I can sit, I don't have to be somewhere. I don't have to do 1,000 things. And I'm loving doing these interviews. And I created this myself because this is the time to get to talk to everybody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so I think the hardest thing is keeping my husband alive right now. Like, that's pretty much what my thing is. And it's like, oh my God, his cholesterol. Like, I guess I have to start worrying about that. Like, I guess so. But for the most part, we're like, he's going a little bit crazy because he's used to his routine. And for me, I'm like, my routine was just whatever the day came and it was thrown at me, and it was just, I had to figure it out, you know? So for things like that, I'm just like, I'm just taking it day by day and like taking a deep breath. And when you said that about your kid being like, is this the end of the world? I'm like, oh my gosh, like, to a child, this is something that they've only been on the earth 7 years, 8 years, and consciously, you know what I mean? So like their routine is messed up. And so for them to come to mom, you wear so many hats. So you have your day job, you have to be a mother, and it's a lot because you said you haven't been experienced postpartum, but there has to be some kind of feeling after having a baby. And you already having 4 young ones at home already. So for me, how are you doing? How are you feeling with all of this?
And I appreciate you asking that, because I think a lot of times we ask, because my main concern is for my babies, right? And so it's like, how are they doing? But also, if mama's not doing well, really nobody's going to do well. And I believe that. I'm stepping off on a side note on your question. You can put that on the side. But really, that's what it comes down to, because I'm the CEO of the house. And so mama's got to have her act together. And I would definitely say I'm more like you. In regards to, of course, being positive, and I'm good with change and rolling and with the flow and with the punches, and because that comes with the territory of having a big family, and then also trying to be an athlete and a coach and do all of these things. I would say I'm doing pretty great, and I'll give credit to my husband. He's working from home, and he's always been so good to recognize, like, when we have a baby, to like share the burden and probably take on way more than his share. Like so I know that not everybody's in that situation, and I'm super grateful that I am. And so that definitely, I feel like having a good counterpart, and then also getting my runs in every day is keeping me sane. And so overall, I am doing really well. I will look forward to sleeping for more than a 5-hour block.
I can only imagine. That's been like one of the biggest things for me. I'm like, I don't think I can have a baby because I need my sleep. My sleep is I'm so selfish in that way. And like my husband is having trouble sleeping. So we got like the diffuser with like the lavender, everything to help sleep, because sleep is so important. So I applaud you for being able to do this 5 times. I don't know how you do it. You are phenomenal. You are a superhero for that, I'm telling you.
I never imagined I would be a mom of 5, but
wow.
I love it.
Oh, yay. That's so great. That's so amazing. And it's so empowering. It really is, because you never know. I was going to ask you if you had planned to have a really big family.
Yeah. So I have one sister. I grew up with just one sister. I now have a brother, but he's the same age as, he's like a little caboose baby. So he's the same age as one of my brothers. So growing up, it was just me, or one of my sons. Growing up, it was just me and my sister. I had some cousins with bigger families, and they just always looked like they were having such a blast. Like, I'm like, they're just so, like, I like thrive off of chaos. I mean, hello, I couldn't do all the things that I do if I wasn't that way, right?
Yeah, seriously.
And so I've always like looked at that and been like, that looks like so much fun. So I think I've always been open-minded because that looked appealing to me. But at the same time, having my sister, she's my other half. We talk 3 times a day. I'm super close to my little family, and my mom, my dad, and my sister and I. My mom's passed away, but growing up, our little tight family was so close. So I was always open-minded to kind of anything. And but yeah, I just I guess this is what was in that. I'm very like into what my heart and soul feels, and I think I was just meant to have these spirits, and definitely there's no right or wrong way to do it. And like I said, I don't know that I ever imagined. My husband and I chuckle all the time. Like, still, I'll be like holding Nash. That's our little baby's name. He's 3 months, and
what a
we'll
great
just both
name.
look at each other and laugh and be like,
What?
I cannot believe we have 5 kids. Like, who would, like, we have to keep all of these humans alive and well. Like, we laugh about it all the time. No regrets.
That's great.
You have to be able to roll with the punches, but also at the same time, because I do have 5 kids, I love the role that I've taken on, because there's an interesting, misconception that like when we're a mother, we lose ourselves. And I don't think that it's selfish to keep yourself and things about you as you become a mother. Because I choose to pursue passions and pursue hard goals and to still try to balance a career, I feel like I'm a better mom, and I'm a better wife, and I'm a better human, and I can teach my kids that they can do hard things. And so for me, having a child never meant I was going to give up anything, only that I was going to, yes, things are going to change, and yes, clearly sacrifices are to be made, and but there is a way that you can do it all.
No, in a sense, I feel like, I mean, obviously mothers, I mean, my mom was a single parent, and she raised my sister and I by herself. And so when I look back on it, you're giving such an amazing example to your kids of, one, that mom and dad can just kind of goof around and make it work and have fun and enjoy the family life, and that a mother can do it. Like, you can be able to have and balance this kind of lifestyle, a move, more siblings, and a career, and be able to do it successfully. So I think that's a beautiful thing that you're able to give to your kids and to your husband.
Thank you.
And so for me, when you think about your career, you're a professional trainer. How have you been able to adjust with, not being able to physically see your clients? Have you gone online? Is everything online now?
Yeah. So over the years, I've morphed. I have more running athletes more than anything, and so that makes it a little bit easier because all of their plans are on a spreadsheet as far as their workouts for the day.
Okay.
And then we, depending on the athlete, some are wanting / needing a lot more communication. So I do a lot of text messaging, a lot of Marco Polos.
Cool.
So I make sure that I follow them on social media. In regards to like personal training clients, a combination of like Zoom and FaceTime and different things. If I need to help them with their form or check on exercises, a lot of times I'm like, hey, let's just pop on a call really quick. And, I'm like on the floor going, your pelvic up just a little more. So yeah, because when I used to have, back in the day, I've been a personal trainer for 20 years. I've worked in gyms, I've worked in corporate wellness. I have a gym in my home. I've gone to people's homes. I've done a little bit of everything. But I've definitely, as I've had more children, and I definitely have morphed to more of an online platform anyways. So this situation is kind of already what I was doing.
Gotcha.
And so I love having clients in my home and working with people face to face. I love that, and I miss that. But as I've had more kids and I've had to go more part-time to try to like make that balance and keep my family the priority, like I said before, but while at the same time still hanging on to what I love in my career, I've definitely gone to more of an online platform anyways. And so that's definitely hasn't been too hard for me.
Which is good, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I will definitely say one thing that's been really difficult is just with the chaos of the crazy schedules and everything going on, just like finding time actually to be a good coach, because normally my kids are at school all day. So I have 6 hours. I have time to train, time to sit down on my computer. And now I'm like stirring a pot and holding a baby and typing an athlete's plan at the same time. And legit, that's just, it is what it is. So that's probably been the hardest thing for me, is just carving time for like just myself, because there's always my alone time is on my run, and that's what keeps me sane. But I do need, I'm like, mom just needs an hour to herself.
Yes.
An hour in my office. I can get so much done. So that maybe has been the hardest thing about probably all of the business. Yeah.
I can imagine, because I feel like everybody, even your kids, they just need like that little bit of time alone. Like, I just need a moment.
Yeah.
Like, I just need some time alone,
yes.
which is great. I mean, you find it on your runs, which is wonderful. And I will say, I mean, the mountains and the background and your backdrops must be so calming and peaceful, and it must be so lovely.
Yes, it is. And I almost feel guilty right now that I have that, you know, because some people, I don't know how it is for you, but some people can't hardly leave their house, where, you know, depending on the states and the laws.
Yes.
And
we live in Jersey, so
yes.
our rules are pretty close-knit, but we live down the shore. So it's not as close. So we're like we're closer to Delaware than New York.
Okay.
So we live by the shore, so we try and get out and do much.
So you can still get out.
Yes. But I mean, most of the time I'm still doing things in my living room just to be on the safe side.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
So
definitely.
I definitely, I envy you because of your beautiful backdrop and setting, but I'm so glad that somebody can at least enjoy it and experience it, because I mean, it's absolutely an amazing thing. I went to Alaska and I was like, these views and these mountains are so amazing.
And it really does like bring peace to your soul, right?
It does. Not to my husband, really but it does to me. I swear.
Yeah. Not to everybody. Not to everyone.
It doesn't.
Yes. And I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't?
Yeah, I love running. I'm like in my zone, and I'm just like,
yes,
I can do this. He's like, I'm dying on the inside.
For sure.
And I'm like, okay, like that's not what I thought. Like, okay.
I know, and I actually get that question. Like, I feel like I'm dying on the inside when I run. How can I learn to love it? You know what I mean? So yes, I've always naturally loved it. So that's helpful. Yeah.
And I feel like when my husband hates to run, and it's like his biggest thing. He's like, I just don't enjoy it. I don't like it. And as a track and field athlete, I am the field of the track and field. So I don't have to run as much. But I will say that when we do have, like in the fall season, it's that building block where you do have your longer runs. And I have to take it slow. I feel like when people go out to run, they always feel like they have to like blaze through and cover ground. And I did 10 miles and I did an 8-minute mile and try to get their time down. I'm like, for that kind of period for you, just take it as like, put your headphones in, listen to like either music or an audiobook or a podcast, and just kind of zone out and just keep going. Because I feel like that's what happens. I feel like people put too much pressure on themselves, because I never liked long distance running. I've never been a cross country runner. It's never been my thing. But when I do it for my own mental health, I can run forever. I don't even realize like that, like my body or anything. It's more of just like taking that time, and I don't care how I look. I'm like Phoebe. I don't care how I look. I'm just going to keep running and do my own thing, because you have to make it what you want. And so do you feel like people put too much pressure on themselves when it does come to trying to be the Instagram runner?
Absolutely. No. You hit on such a good point. And because if we can, like you said, not worry about our times, not worry about how much ground we're covering, and then whether it's music or a podcast or audiobook, or you just need to hear the environment around you, that is the very best way. And honestly, when people tell me that I'll have athletes reach out to me and say, like, I lost the love of running. Like, where, like, there's no joy in it. A lot of times it's going back to the basics of just exactly what you said. And taking the pressure off yourself and just enjoying the act of running without worrying about your outfit or your pace or a picture that needs to be had or anything like that. And it's also a way, I think, when the runners are on Instagram and on social media, there's that extra pressure to post, oh, look at my PR, look what I did today, you know, look at these times. And that, in addition to it stealing the joy from running, it's like a very easy way to get injured and to not see the progress that you want. Because yes, there's a time for a tempo run and a track workout, and there's a time to, you know, feel like you want to barf. That's important if you want to progress as an athlete. There's going to be those sessions, but those are actually few and far between. As you know, that's like 20% of your training. Not 80% of it should be in an enjoyable state. Really. So no, there's definitely over the years I've seen it like it more intense, especially with social media and that pressure. I don't feel it. I just feel like I don't have room for that in my life. Like I have enough of my goals that all of the outside noise, of course, sometimes we all have to put ourselves in check, right? And recognize when like taking too much of the outside noise into our world. But I have to have
that
like,
little bubble.
Yeah. And what is in my bubble is what's most important to me and in my life, and everything else out here. Like
this
you
distraction.
gotta, it's like a mental thing. I like legit will kind of, and like kind of my meditation, I pretend like I have like a protective bubble around me, and
because you have
all
to.
Of those, you have to. And it's really, I feel like it's great for mental health and great to keep yourself in check and in balance. But yeah, it's definitely out there, and I'm sure we've all been guilty of it from time to time. Every single one of us, myself included. But if we remember why we're doing it, we're not doing it for like, we shouldn't be doing it for claps and applause from others. We need to do it for ourselves, and then the goodness and the results will come if it's our intentions are coming from the right place.
Oh wow, that's great. I thank you for your such honesty, and it's really true. It is. I think this there's a lot of noise and there's a lot of distractions that can happen, and I definitely understand that. And I think that's part of like this Olympic mindset that I'm like we're moving towards is like I've been talking a lot about it, and especially in a lot of like women empowerment movements, it's you have to have that Olympic mindset, and a lot of that is blocking out noise, blocking out crap in a sense. It's just if it's not helping you, if it's not bettering you, why are you allowing it in your circle? And so I love that, and I know that there's a lot going on, I understand, like in everybody's life, but you have to see the good, you have to see the positive, and you can't compare yourself to anybody else. And I think that's what's really important. And so I hope that when people follow you and see your journey, they see that you are you doing you and living your best life. I'm trying unapologetically, and I absolutely love it. So I thank you so much. I absolutely love this. I do hope that we can talk more, and we can talk more often, because I love your energy and I love your spirit. I do want to highlight something that I know a lot of women don't highlight. How old are you?
Okay. How old am I? I'm 36. 36 and rocking it.
I love that, because when I first saw you, I thought you were in your late 20s. And so when you were like, I have like 3 or 4 kids, and I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about?
You're like, no.
So I love that you embody this young, fit, and happy lifestyle. And it's true what you said in the beginning. We all have roadblocks in our life. There's always going to be some down periods. We're not always happy. We're not always, bursts of sunshine, but we experience everything like everybody else, but it's how we choose to react to these emotions that we have. And so I love that you truly are the embodiment of just positivity and happiness. And so I thank you so much for just being truthful and honest. And for the last question of the day is Ken's Corner. My husband, Ken.
All right. Let's see what
joins in, and he asks a question. So, Ken, what is your question today?
My question is, would you rather be the funniest person in the room or the smartest person in the room?
Oh, that's a good one. Drum roll. Sorry, can you see me still? Got a little notification. Okay.
Yes, we got you.
Drum roll. I'm gonna go with smartest because I think smart can take you further.
Okay. I like it.
And that's funny.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, initially I was like, oh, funny for sure, because I'm a social person and I like that. And then I was thinking, but wait, if you don't have some good intelligence to back up those funnies, I don't know where that's going to take you. So
yeah, and you can be intelligent and funny. It's just the smart people will only get the jokes.
Like Sheldon.
Yes,
like Sheldon. Yes, exactly. Thank you.
like Sheldon.
You're the best. Oh, thank
That's
you
awesome.
so much for being a part of this and for being so open and genuine. And I'm glad that you and your family are doing well. I'm working on it slowly but surely, but I will do like a recap and make sure that I put out your website and all of your accomplishments and how people can follow your journey. So I thank you so much. I wish your family so well, and I hope all their Zoom classes are going well, and that you keep that sanity and keep that that brightness that you're giving the world. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. It's really wonderful. I've missed you. I felt like when we met, I was like sad. I'm like, can't we go to lunch or something?
I know that was the worst. I absolutely felt the same thing. But I'm glad we are connected, and I promise you, you're near Salt Lake City, right? Okay. Yes, so it is something that is in my sort of plans that I want to train up at Salt Lake City for the Winter Olympics. So it might be something that
well, and you've got Park City there. You'll get all the altitude you want. You can stay you and your husband are welcome anytime. We've got a guest room.
Thank you.
30-minute drive from Park City and Salt Lake. So
that's not bad at all.
Yeah,
you're like 40, right in the good part.
45 to Park City, 25, 30 to Salt Lake. So yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. So we're thinking about it. So that might be we might have a reunion closer than you think.
Yes, I hope so.
I hope so too. And if you need anything, girl, I am here. If you need just somebody to vent to, I'm right here, girl.
Thank you. Likewise.
It's either coffee or wine. So you got your time of the day.
I've got my tea today.
Yes. Everyone drinks tea, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get on that in a little bit.
You're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that later on. Tomorrow I'll try that.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try that another day. If you can put some whiskey in there, okay, maybe I'll try it even sooner.
Lemon, I don't know. What goes with lemon? You can mix and match.
I don't know. He's the bartender. I don't know. But we can try it. We'll let you know. We'll have a whole other segment.
Sounds good.
Liquors go with tea.
There you go.
Thank you so much, sweetie, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, sounds good. Have a great one. Bye.
You too. Bye. I'm so glad that you guys joined in for Rhandi. She is an absolutely blessed and fabulous person. As you guys can see, I still have my Star Wars on for May the 4th be with you. I'm actually really, really excited that I got to talk to her because, again, I met her on a show called $1 Million Mile out in LA. We filmed. And so I'm glad that we still have that great connection and that she's doing really well. And she's a symbol for positivity, light, and love. My next session today is later on. It's at 7 p.m. With Jody. He is a professional tennis player from Antigua and Barbuda. Obviously, you know, I have to rep where I'm from. So I'm very, very excited. So join me back at 7 o'clock. Talk to you guys soon.